The world at the minute is going through some crazy times. I mean, for example, right now in the UK, we've basically turned into Silent Hill.
Bro, I'll be honest, I don't know where the hell I am, man. It's like Silent Hill, man. Help! Help me!
And one country that is going through a situation which is crazy right now is South Korea. Now, South Korea doesn't actually get a lot of news coverage, mostly because people are more obsessed with the certain country up north where there are a lot more happenings. But honestly, the past couple of months, there have been a lot of things going on in South Korea. Like, for example, the whole Johnny Somali situation, a kick streamer that was just treating that country like absolute garbage. Quick update on that, by the way. He actually has a court date basically next to Christmas. Unlucky. You've also had the K-pop group New Jeans depart from their label. I'm just going to show on screen how many people that watch this channel that are women. Very many people here on the PyroLive channel definitely care about K-pop news. I'd also like to say I have new merch. A Christmas collection is out now. We have a personalized jumper. Look at these arm designs. They're so cool. And also a personalized beanie. I'm going to do a little 360 for you there. Great. I will definitely purchase this product. Link down in the description. pyrocynical.store. Once they're gone, they are gone. I love talking about political tensions and then doing a merch shill. If this is not late stage capitalism, I don't know what is. But now the entirety of South Korea is under martial law. Now, this was a crazy 24 period where martial law was basically enacted and then raised. But there are also many other problems that South Korea are going through right now that I definitely want to go over because at the minute, the country, it seems a little bit cooked. So what is martial law? Through my extensive research, which is basically typing it into Google and having an AI give me the answer that I'm sure is 100% accurate, martial law is basically a fancy term for giving the military temporary power over the population, mostly because they deem civil authorities to be unfit in a time of emergency. Okay, how do I explain this in video game terms? Gmod admin, no like people having fun. Gmod admin, put everyone in cage. And this is exactly what South Korea's president, oh God, please let me say this right, Yoon Suk-yeol. I hope I said that right, man. I'm not having a Metro's booming. Now, he actually decided to do all of that to South Korea as of yesterday. Now, why would the leader of a country enact martial law? He believed that he had threats from North Korea and pro-North Korean forces are impacting the lives of South Korean people. Now, the way martial law is applied in each country does vary a little bit, especially with how much power the military have. But in South Korea, martial law is like serious business. This would mean activities by parliament and political parties would be completely suspended. Media and publishers would be heavily controlled, and things like protests, strikes, and any form of public gathering would be restricted. So essentially, bad thing would happen, and you're not even allowed to talk about bad thing, or you get thrown in prison. Again, for the 3 women that watched this channel, it was a devastating day for you because there were so many K-pop management agencies, like for example, Hybe, JYP, and they had to come out saying that they were canceling festivals for K-pop stars because that was technically a public gathering. This martial law, it took no survivors. It even messed up with popular Twitch group Offline TV. Also, apparently, in really comedic timing, Dua Lipa was there as well when martial law was kicked in. Doesn't look too happy in that picture. Now, martial law is a sensitive topic in most of the world, but especially South Korea, because they only really became a democracy back in the 1980s. And during the days of the Korean War, they were put under martial law. The last time martial law was used in South Korea was back in 1979. That's when Korea was still under a dictatorship, thanks to the assassination of Park Chung-hee. Now, if you do an extensive look into Park Chung-hee, which is looking at the Wikipedia page, you can see that he was basically a military dictator and not a lot of people liked him. They thought his reign was very controversial. And the current president, President Yoon, enacted martial law again because he thought that basically the country was under attack from North Korean communists. Now, it's not like South Korea had martial law in the 70s and then they had it in 2024 and just that there has been no controversy since. This has been something that has been boiling up for a very long time. So this martial law situation, which is truly crazy or insane, this goes all the way back to April, where the opposition party to Yoon actually got 60% of seats in the National Assembly. For all the burgers watching, that's basically the equivalent of like the US Senate, the House of Representatives, or for any UK people watching, Parliament, where they basically get nothing achieved and just tell each other to shut up all day.
Shut up a minute!
Now, there were many allegations towards Yoon, like, for example, him buying luxury handbags, and then he actually denied a bill about investigating said allegations, which, if anything, is basically the equivalent of Joe Biden pardoning his son, Hunter Biden, despite the fact that Joe put out a tweet saying no one is above the law. No one is above the law, but my son, pardoned. There were other things as well, like a hefty budget proposal, Russia's bid with North Korea, and there were loads of other things. Now, a lot of people think one of the main reasons he called under martial law is because of the fact that his approval rating dropped to around 17%, as the main opposition party actually submitted a motion to impeach top prosecutors and reject Yoon's budget proposals. I'm assuming most of that budget would have been going into buying new handbags. Now, one thing that was really sneaky is when Yoon enacted martial law, he basically did it when everyone went to bed. He did it late into the night as possible, where it was still the same day, just to make sure no one was around to be like, wait. Maybe this isn't a good idea. It's basically the equivalent of someone really salty logging onto Rust, knowing you're offline just to destroy your base while you're asleep and can't do anything about it. But did that stop the South Korean people? Did they lie in their bed and think, well, it's so over. It's so over. No, they got out of their beds. Like, for example, Lee Jae-myung, who actually decided to go as far as live streaming himself, climbing over the blockade setup in front of Parliament. And then there are other clips as well, as like non-military people are going up against the actual South Korean military. One of the crazy ones is when the South Korean military are trying to rush this blockade, and they're literally deterred by people taking flashes on their camera and also fire extinguishers. So if anything, we don't need the military anymore. We just need TMZ to take 50,000 pictures and give someone a stroke. There's this one clip as well that I love of this guy that's like filming the military, and he somehow like does this like reverse maneuver like this and then pushes the guy away, and the military guy almost like immediately surrenders. He's in like such a submissive position, like almost putting his hands up like that just so he can get pushed away. It's great. It's like the guy has a gun in his hand, but when he gets pushed away, he tries to square up like he's Barry 65 at the pub. Now, thankfully, loads and loads of members of the National Assembly did manage to get through, and they ended up voting unanimously to lift martial law. And I'm not joking when I say unanimously. This wasn't like a vote that barely passed or like 3 people said no. This was 190 votes to lift martial law against 0 votes to keep martial law ongoing. So not a single person in their parliament actually thought, this is a good idea. On top of that as well, Democratic Party leader Park Chan-dae actually put out a statement saying, Yoon, bro, you gotta step down. You gotta step down, okay? It's getting a little bit extreme now. So then he kind of realized, it's over for me. It's 1v5 on Siege. I'm washed. My teammates all DC'd. It's done. All right, I'm lifting martial law. I'm gonna Alt F4 to the main menu. So now at the minute, cabinet members of the government are having like an emergency meeting, or as I like to call it, probably a cope meeting. But yeah, it's interesting to look at how bad the situation is in South Korea. Like, their government is absolutely washed. And I actually saw a video that came out only a couple of days ago from Gatsu talking about in general how bad South Korea is as a country. Like I honestly, until seeing this, did not know how terrible their country is.
South Korean politicians are all morons! They will do literally everything to try and fix their birth rate problem rather than getting to the main cause.
This whole YouTuber group, like Geopod and all that, they always have like the same kind of edits, just like sped up footage, impact font. It's genius.
Or suggesting girls start school a year earlier than boys to make them more appealing.
Isn't the birth rate in like Asian countries super down? In Japan and South Korea, right? Like, it's comedically down. They're almost going to have an entire collapse because their birth rates are so low that they can't support the aging population.
It is the worst in the world, and it's recently plummeted down to 0.72 births per woman.
Remember when people were like, overpopulation? Oh my God, what are we going to do? No, legit, as a kid, that messed with me. Okay, this was like the autistic thinking of me as a child, right? I actually thought we were going to run out of space, like to the point that we would literally be like knocking down buildings and stuff to have space for more people, which first of all does not make sense, because a building, like an apartment block, would literally house more people per square meter than just flat ground. So that just shows how much of a moron I was.
Among Korean men, there is a widespread perception that designated seats for pregnant women are an excessively female.
Is that Wolfenstein?
On top of this, these motherfuckers...
This meme has been stolen so much, the quality just gets worse every time I've seen it.
You know what does not help either? South Korea being the most expensive place in the world to raise a child, costing around $270,000.
Well, that's why the birth rates are so low. Then it's not like people don't like piping. It's so expensive to have a kid. I think people don't realize like how much of a commitment it is to have a child. Like, you are sacrificing pretty much most of your freedom. I mean, I haven't been on the earth as long as my parents, but I one day would like to have children. Probably not a good idea to breed, considering my you know, interests. But anyways, with a kid, you're making a huge sacrifice, right? Because you're having a child. They're incredibly expensive. All the, you know, the toiletries, the foods, and then obviously you've got to base your life around your child to be able to like take care of them and stuff and make sure that they have a good upbringing. But then you're rewarded in later life by knowing that you've got someone to basically carry on your like legacy, I guess. That's the way I see it. You're too old to have kids. I'm 27. What are you on about?
South Korea has this phenomenon called academic elitism. There are the Sky universities, Seoul, Korea, and Yonsei universities. Whether or not you get into one of these 3 universities,
Why is he pointing at that? Is it because it says KYS?
decides your
Oh, Sky. Oh, because it said Sky. My brain's cooked, bro.
Why would I want to let my kids go through this hellhole called studying in South Korea?
My studying was absolutely horrendous in the UK. I remember like every single parents' evening I had, the teachers, like this was like from when I was a kid to like going to like college. I remember every single teacher would always say, this kid is obviously so smart.
Oh, fuck.
If he was stuck in an office job, he would basically want to pump shotty himself. But at the same time, he's not going to get the grades because he doesn't pay attention. He doesn't listen. Like, I was literally always fidgeting and stuff and just never paying attention. It was so awful.
Over half of South Korea lives in the Seoul metropolitan area.
Oh my lord! 50 gifted subs! Oh my lord! That means I only have to do 6 slut videos this week instead of 5. Oh, thank you. Another 50! Danky, if you're using a poor man currency, I'm gonna get you lynched. But oh, thank you so much for the 50! 50 gifted! It's not worth the clip farm if he's scamming me. Hang on a minute. What is that? Wait a minute. I just took a picture of the revenue, right? $26! $26! Scam. There's another 50. Another scam. We're having so many scams today. The chat is going up in pennies. This is why poor people need to be shot, right? Like, I'm not even doing a bit. They need to be shot. If we get rid of poor people, the world will be a better place. You see, AK Dov, he's donated 200. That must be so much money, right? $0.2. That's like, what, 20 cents? You contribute nothing to society. You will pirate every game that comes out, and then you'll complain about de nouveau. You will complain about every single thing that you cannot get for free. You try to bump the train. You try to bump the bus. You try to get free video games, but you will still use NordVPN to try to somehow spend less money on getting a clip farm from your favorite streamer. So instead of giving me 50 gifted that should be £250, you use the Argentinian currency, or as I call it, the Argentinian poor currency, to pay £250 and then convert that to 7 pence. Scammed again. L chat. Get rid of Argentina, man. What are they doing there? Isn't the majority of their GDP from RuneScape? I feel like I'm just gonna sit here and protest. I actually don't want to stream anymore. Wait, we got a big dono actually. Oh my lord, baby Jesus. So Danky was giving me like all this money, right? And it was still showing us nothing. My hands are shaking. My hands are shaking from all the winnings. We are so back. Oh my god, soy gacho. $200. Oh my god, 200. I'm putting it all on black. Oh my god, winnings tonight. Guys, anyone that's like doing a $10 dono or gifting right now, we don't need that anymore, all right? You guys are now the new poor, all right? We've moved on to bigger things. We've got some bigger fish in the chat, all right? You guys are just 9 to 5 brokies. Ugh, $10, is that it? Not even $100? Ugh. Oh, I am touching myself after this stream, guaranteed. Anyways.
To live well, has to live in Seoul, and all.
Thank you, Rembo, for the, oh my god, Rembo for the 300. Oh my god. Thank you so much, Haz, for the $100.
Hello, little
Okay.
Pyro. It's already December 3rd. We need you back at the North Pole Workshop with the rest of the little elves.
This is such a dead bit. Look, okay, you're trying to call me a manlet, right? Look at this. I'm so tall that you can't even see me on the camera, bro. 6'7" or something? So I want to prove a point here. I'm really sick of people saying that I'm just like some manlet. Like I'm not. I'm literally not. I'm raising this desk, right? I'm trying to reach the camera, but I'm too short. Wait, if I stand on my chair, this is not helping the argument, man. Okay. I'm not short! The height of this desk is very tall, okay? But anyway, this is 1 meter tall, so let me show you like actual height, right? I'm actually really tall. I actually need to get a new camera. The perspective of this camera is actually crazy. Look at that water bottle. That looks like it's half the size of me. I need to get a new camera. The lens is wrong or something. I don't know. So they just broke?
buying these apartments, renting it to normal South
I said I'll dress up as a woman and someone in chat said start crowdfunding.
Koreans for huge sums of money, and the guy from Squid Game sucking dick behind the Shake Shack in Yonge District for 2,500 won so he can keep chain smoking his SA lights. In 1928, Stalin started the first 5-year plan, and the goal was to move these stupid, dumb, illiterate peasant farmers out from the farms and get them into cities where there was big
My shirt is stuck to my body. I've been sweating so much.
industry and make them make tractors and a bunch of other cool shit. By moving illiterate peasants out from these big farms and cramming them into apartments, the Soviet Union's birth rate crashed. In peasant farmer societies,
Stanley
children
spread
are
his
usually
arms so that
encouraged
the air could get around inside him more easily. He got bigger and bigger. The buttons of his pajama top burst off, pop, pop, pop. A moment more and he was all rounded out, head and body, arms and legs.
What was that dono? It didn't even come up. What was that dono?
because they're more of a free labor and not as much of a financial burden. However, in cities, raising children is expensive and you also
Hello,
don't get a
Mr.
large family.
Quantcynical. Any updates to the sleep aid playlist on your third channel?
To help with farming. You're all alone in that Samsung factory,
I couldn't even tell if this was clip farming or they actually know each other.
resulting in this, where you can clearly see that the fertility rates in big cities are much lower than their less urbanized areas. In Vienna's airport, they made the benches purposefully uncomfortable to keep people from sleeping on it. A real dedicated
Airports are hell. I would love to do a whole video about how much airports... You know what really grinds my gears? Airports. All that waiting, all that queuing. Oh my god, it is hell. I also hate as well, like, when you sit next to a stranger on a plane, you're like fighting over for the armrest. What I do is like, whenever I'm at an airport, I will instantly put my arms on the rest and like assert dominance. And they will never move. So I'm making sure that like when someone is sat next to me, they'll be like, no, get away. This is my armrest. This is my property.
sleeper like me will never succumb to the capitalist invention of anti-homeless infrastructure.
13-minute video, by the way. 13-minute timeout, by the way. Unlucky. Unlucky.
And even though these metal rods were hitting me straight in my hips, I had an amazing 8-hour-long sleep in this airport. Governments will spend hundreds of thousands of dollars building anti-homeless infrastructure just for me to sleep on it, when the only anti-homeless infrastructure that works is giving the homeless homes. And yeah, South Korea is cooked on all fronts. Not only everything I mentioned, but also their views are literally the complete opposite of women. It's like the South Korean male population thinks women are their enemy, because what even is this divide? It's literally just two opposite extremes, and the chances of them getting along to the point where they would want to have children is slim to none. Because of this talk,
Sleeping on the floor, crying emoji. Sleeping on the floor in Sweden, happy face. I'm banning you. You're not even a member, mate. You're gone. Yeah, you're banned. You weren't even a member. Get out, Paul.
toxic work, education, and dating culture, South Korea has the highest self-end rate in a first world country. Recently, I went out for a walk in Tbilisi with Geopol, discussing important topics such as Diddy and Skibbity toilet. And when I came back to my apartment, my Lenovo monitor had broken itself. Hong Kong had disappointed me. The warranty people told me it would take 3 weeks to order me
Shut on an Android.
a new one, and I would genuinely rather be waterboarded than not have access to my computer for 3 weeks. So I went ahead and got a new Samsung monitor. With this, I contributed to the mafia, not so secretly running the country of South Korea. In 2017, the son of the chairman of Samsung literally bribed the president for a corporation favor that would benefit Samsung, and then got exposed for it. The president got overthrown and Lee got sentenced to 5 years in prison. Then they reduced it to 2.5 years and released him after serving only 1 year in prison. Then
That is nothing. What? You're like embezzling the government and you got a year? Dude, in the UK, they treat dodging tax and stuff like that as like third-degree murder. He got 1 year, by the way. He got 1 year. Oh, did you try to embezzle the government? Oh, don't do that again. Okay, 1 year in prison. 1 year, because we're nice. And also my son has a Samsung.
And then when there was a global chip shortage in the world, Joe Biden went to South Korea because America needed more chips. And
Did he even know like what country he was in? I'm pretty sure he probably just went to go to the shops or something and then he just ended up in South Korea. He's like, oh, where am I?
government to realize that their ultra-capitalist society is the cause for all their difficulties, such as being an incel, pulling 2014 ISIS numbers, and the real estate market being horrible. Also, the three big companies, but mainly Samsung, have so much power over there that every politician is there to serve Samsung's interests and not the South Korean people. You guys already saw how Samsung literally bribed the president with $37 million, and that is only one of the things they have been exposed for. Just imagine how many secret deals have been taking place with Samsung's leaders and Korean politicians. I do not care how much money you have. If you're going to be alone for the rest of your life, and also
Don't use the trailer, man. The trailer uses the old model of James that look bad.
hold some extreme beliefs about
God, that game was absolute peak, though. Like, I played through Silent Hill 2 Remake. Holy cinema. It's a good game, though. Like, you play the game, you kill all the enemies, you collect all the ammo, you stomp on all the enemies to make sure they don't get back up, and then you're rewarded with the worst ending possible where he kills himself. It's a very fair game.
About the opposite sex, and also never be able to own a home for yourself, no matter how much money you have.
How
either
common
way.
is feet? Bro, everyone has two.
Okay, Anonymous, for that dono, there's this subreddit you should start posting on. You can make a lifetime income. It's called r/funny. If you post it on there right now, guaranteed 10,000 updates.
Because Samsung exists, what's the point? And government-funded matchmaking events to try
It's a spoiler. Yeah, I spoiled a 25-year-old game, my bad.
and get people
There's like 9 endings, man. Come on.
to talk to each other is not going to
Talk to her.
fix the fact that even if they really liked each other, they wouldn't be able to afford the home because Samsung keeps buying up all the property to the point where they have their own little town dedicated to themselves. But a bunch of corporations have their own office towns. This isn't my big beef with them. I hope my Samsung monitor does not shut itself off using their Samsung AI to detect the words I'm writing and fucking explode my monitor. Because people in Korea get born in the Samsung medical
Oh, what? Where'd the sound go?
myself monitor.
Where'd the sound go? Where'd the sound go? Where'd the sound go? You idiot! He got copyright claims and he muted the part of the video! You idiot! You're such an idiot. You're such an idiot. I had to mute the audio from 10 to 11 because it got copyright claimed. Just play some bangers yourself and watch that part. Okay. All right. I got you, fam.
And fucking explode my monitor.
Yeah.
Because people in Korea get born.
All right, let's what bangers can we put on? I'm just gonna put in like a bunch of like trick shot reactions and stuff. I think that can probably work. Partnership with Samsung. Samsung Tower Palace. That's real. Is that shut up, man? Shut up. Shut up. That's correct. I don't understand the context because he's not speaking. What is that? Oh my god, a TV. Gatsu, I don't know the context here. You idiot. I don't get it. I don't. What is the context to any of this? I don't get it. No, it's just Samsung TV. I don't get it. Is that a Samsung hospital? Is that actually a Samsung nursing home? Okay, that's evil.
Oh my god.
That's evil. Damn. Okay, that's a bit dystopian. Samsung funeral home? Samsung funeral home.
What the fuck is that?
No, I know. Seriously, Samsung funeral home.
Fuck! Are you kidding me?
No, they've got a Samsung funeral home, bro.
Dylan, oh my
That's
God.
oh my god.
This shit I've ever seen in my whole goddamn life.
This is genuine.
Yeah, that's
Oh my
scary.
God, are you serious?
Shut up. That's really scary. A Samsung funeral home and a nursing home is actually dystopic.
A cyberpunk dystopia if I've ever heard one, where
I already said that.
one company controls everything and bribes the president. These huge.
A Samsung cemetery.
Basically, if you're South Korean, you only have 3 options: Samsung worker, professional League of Legends player, or a K-pop idol. And when you become a K-pop idol, you are basically signing your human rights away.
Samsung brothel? That could be a good one. That could be a good one.
To become a slave for a management company where you live in dorms with your group members that are about to debut and literally starve yourself as a diet, usually eating about 1,000 calories a day. These women are stronger than most men in the galactic empire. I mean, American military. Because they eat basically nothing all day and train these dances for 8 to 10 hours a day. Aren't allowed to leave without permission and are not allowed to date anyone. And after 2 to 4 years of training, they might not even debut because their management company will refuse it. So put some fucking respect on K-pop's name. You might not like the music, but the work these people put in and the literal slavery they had to go through to get to where they are is just respectable. Game recognizes game. If I was a slave for 4 years and then random American teenager,
It's like models and stuff though, right? Like you would genuinely just be smoking all day just to be able to like suppress your appetite.
made fun of me because I look gay and have plastic surgery, I would tweak out. I would defect to North Korea and send one of their Hwasong 19 missiles to that kid's house. Bye-bye, Russia! What do you think nearly all the cinema that comes out of South Korea is about hating rich, big, corrupt companies such as Parasite and Squid Game? This is their reality that they're living through. Side note, on top of this, they require me a visa to go there?
I mean, Oldboy isn't about that though. Oldboy's about incest.
Hell nah! You know who doesn't require a visa for me? The European Union and China.
What's the moral of Squid Game? No. What's the moral of Oldboy again? Don't get kidnapped at a phone booth and don't have sex with your sister. I think that's pretty much it.
Hey, nah. I know who I'm choosing. Like and subscribe and goodbye.
That was a good video. I don't like the bit that was muted though. Bad. Just take the claim, bro. Take the claim.